Good luck.
Thanks, buddy. I'll see you in the morning.
See you in the morning.
After months of preparation and 7 hours of driving, I had finally arrived at my destination. I was now just a short trek away from the largest abandoned mansion in Canada. So, I gotta be careful because there are quite a few, what looks like dwellings around here, residences where people are milling about, so it's not the safest entry. Because if somebody calls the police, I'm kind of out here on my own. I don't really have any sort of escape plan. Jake's going to a hotel for the night, and he won't be back until morning, so I have to be able to last out here on my own. The gate was wide open and these shacks seem somewhat fresh. Like at least a couple months old. The grass is worn down, so if somebody does drive through here, I just hope that I don't run into them on my travels. Let's see if this is open. Yeah, no dice here. Looks like we've arrived in what was probably the garage. And just look at how large those garage doors are. Like you could fit a whole transport truck in that one, and there's two like bay door sized garages. The plan upon making my way inside was to explore the main and upper floors of the mansion first, in order to get my bearings and find a safe place to make camp. You could imagine these probably would have been nice windows at one point that would have looked out onto the lake. Just imagine this place when it had, like, if it had full drywall, ceilings, everything was finished. It's sad to see that most of these windows are either vandalized or smashed. And as you would imagine, these big panes of glass are not cheap. Can't even really see outside anymore. It looks like a mosaic. Damn. It looks like this would have been one long window that would have overlooked probably an entrance from where he had his boat garage and into the basement area. But they smashed out these two giant glass windows. I mean, look at how thick this would have been. Like, that's like an inch thick. See, underneath all this strand boarding or plyboard, they had like solid tile, like giant stone blocks that they had laid for the flooring here, but I guess they put this boarding when they were doing the walls to make sure it didn't get damaged. I know there's elevators in this place. I wonder if he had the elevators in here, possibly. Oh no, just empty rooms. Yeah, just two empty rooms, and then looks like he had like the gas lines or something roughed in here. I'm surprised scrappers haven't come for this. I heard something down that hallway. Sounded like some sort of mouse or something. But oh, look at this. This probably would have been like the main living room. And you can see what would have been probably like a giant gas burning fireplace here. As I walked through the seemingly never-ending rooms and hallways, I was amazed at the sheer size of this property. With a square footage of 64,000, it surely earned its title as Canada's largest abandoned mansion. That probably would have been another washroom. Oh, the reflection on this window here was making me think that it had like a whole open section here. I've seen a couple potential camping locations, but nothing that's really not out in the open or have some sort of closable or defensible point. And I definitely don't want to sleep out in the open if I've learned my lesson from the previous alones. That's solid stone. Through and through, you can see the lay. They had sort of like interlocking stone on all these walls here. It's just so expensive. And such a waste just to be sitting like this. Crazy. We'll head downstairs in a bit, but for now I want to cover as much of the main floor as I can. I wonder what these rooms would have been. It looks like they had some sort of wooden pattern here, probably for like nailing carpet down or barn board or something. And it seems like they have. Oh, this probably would have been like a bathroom, because there's like a drain right there where they could have had a shower, some lighting or something. Oh, here's one of the elevators. Look at that. Doesn't look like it works anymore. It almost sounded like someone was knocking from the other side. Now, I know it's probably just my paranoia starting to set in, but I'm getting the constant feeling like there's something like following me, which I know there's not, but of course, my flashlight is starting to die right now, which is not ideal, but it's still an unnerving feeling nonetheless. And without a real place to lay my head yet, it's kind of a concern, especially because my light is starting to run out. Sadly, it's all pretty much just like a shell of its former self. Like the walls are just cement walling or strand board. It would be nice to see this building when it was all fully furnished. The location we're exploring today is the largest abandoned mansion in Canada, also known as the Peter Grant Mansion. The mansion was owned by a tycoon of the logging industry. This individual's logging company operated 6 different mills, 2 of which were in Ontario, 1 was in Alberta, and 2 were in South Carolina. I'm not sure where the 6th was, but I might have been somewhere in Northern Ontario. This mega mansion was built in 2005, and construction continued for another 3 years until an eventual economic downturn happened and he didn't have enough funds to finish the house, so he left it kind of like a half-completed, half-shell version as it is. It's sadly fallen victim to lots of decay and vandalism over the years, as it's been abandoned for just over 10 years now. It was originally designed to be a office space, preview center for the company, as well as a live-in residence. Sadly, the project was never complete, so I'm just excited to show you guys just what came to be of this property. It's noticeably starting to get darker now, so I need to search for a place to sleep. I think it'd probably be one of these rooms. Oh, look at this. This probably would have been like the office portion of the preview center. They would have handled all the paperwork. This is like how to set up a network of computers. It's like an order registry. This probably would have been all their accounting and business documents. Fall protection, like workplace safety or working at heights. Sort of manual they probably would have shown to their employees. Advantages of geosynthetics over natural materials in composite linear systems. The utilities to the property were cut in 2016, and in 2017 the mega mansion was put up for auction with a starting bid of only $152,000. Astonishingly, after no one bid on the property, it sat abandoned for months until it was finally purchased by a Toronto-based company named Crown Capital Corporations. Years later, the mansion still sits in a derelict state, slowly decaying beyond repair. Hello? I keep hearing what sounds like pigeons coming from over here. But every time I try to locate the source of the noise, it stops. Let's see what's on top of these stairs here. It's a very narrow headspace. So it was a pigeon. I think there's a pigeon up there in the rafters somewhere. So this is probably where I'm going to end up setting up camp for the night. It looks like the most plausible spot, and it's very defensible. The only thing I don't like is the fact that there's so many windows looking in. The only real ones of concern are these ones, because that looks into the town. And these pigeons that are up in these rafters are going to make so much noise and make it very hard for me to sleep. As the sun began to set and daylight became scarce, I decided it best to set up camp in the uppermost floor of the mansion in what was supposed to be, according to the blueprints, a space for a small lighthouse. Heavy-duty winter sleeping bag, which I haven't tested out yet, so I hope it lives up to its name. Now that we have our tent all packed up, I thought, why not have some fun and explore the creepy basement as per a lone tradition? So we're now going to head into the only portion of this mansion I believe that we haven't seen and explore the bellows. With the absence of sunlight, the mansion appeared to take on a whole new, more sinister look. But with a now fully charged flashlight, I was determined to explore the lower sections of the property that I was unable to get to during the day. My only concern, however, was that I would run into someone down here. Reach the bottom of this stairwell here, and look at this giant pool room. It looks like this pool was separate from the one that we see outside, but this is all like poured cement. Very expensive to do. It is noticeably colder down here too, which you'd expect from a basement. So what's back here? I wonder. Is this a whole nother section of the house? It sounds like there's someone walking upstairs, but I'm not sure. Lots of ductwork that was stored back here. Never used. These walls all had this temporary strand boarding or plywood. Huh. This is interesting. It doesn't look like, oh, maybe that's the way into this room, but there's just a collection of chairs in this circular room with studded walls. I wonder what the purpose for it would have been. Damn, it got dark quick out here. It's like that point of night where I walk into an open room and I see what looks like things moving around, but it's just this very strong flashlight. Because it's all just essentially one big chamber, every small sound resonates throughout this entire lower level. Water drops sound like howls. Footsteps sound much more menacing than usual. So there's been a stairwell up into the second story, it looks like. Another corridor that breaks off. I saw a couple mice skittering around over here. That kind of startled me a little bit. Maybe this would have been like showers for the pool room. Yeah, you can see they had a water return right there and what looks like would have been a dial beneath it. So maybe this was like a change room area. This is like the plumbing that would have fed like the jets. Another shower here. I think this is the bottom of an elevator shaft. Yeah, you can see up to nowhere. I thought I heard something over here. Holy. I was looking at the camera and did not see that styrofoam there. This man had, I think it's a 2-boat garage where he could store his yachts, and I've seen photos, it's quite a sight to see. Jeez. Just look at all the wasted material. Just finding tons of stairwells leading down to here that I'd never explored or never found when I was exploring the top floor, so I feel like I hopefully didn't miss too much around here. Look at this, holy crap. Oh, thank God I'm wearing my Darn Tough socks, which are very water resistant. So this water isn't too bad. Well, McLean Ultra with PhD technology. So this would have, I wonder if this was all just the plumbing for the pool. And these were all pumps. It's not a pool pump brand that I recognize, but who knows? I'm surprised and somewhat thankful that scrappers have not had a field day in here. Just look at all these. I don't know if this would have been like a furnace or what. But these are like industrial size. It's a refrigerant system. So this was AC, I think. Okay, I don't think I can get to the boat garage from here. So I might have to try and head up and over and find another stairwell down. Found the stairwell down, but it sounds like there's something down there. First, let's check out this portion, because I don't think we've seen this portion. There's definitely something down there. Oh, there's the another floor for the elevator. It says M, so I wonder if this would have been the main floor. It's an interesting room. Wonder what these supports and like furnace looking things, what purpose they served. Oh, and you can hear how soaked these floorboards are that I'm walking on. There's been a lot of water leakage over the years, and I don't think any of this flooring is salvageable anymore. Basement. Similar layout to the lounge we saw upstairs. What the heck is this? Where did this lead from? So that leads down to the lower level, but we'll go down the main stairwell. What a strange sound to happen right now. I wonder if I disturbed something. Or if that sort of bubbling sound just happens periodically. I don't know, it's kind of creepy. I've heard lots of noises coming from this lower level. So this should be hopefully at least entertaining for you guys. I'm just going to take it slow and listen. Something banging around down here. I hope it's just like wind or water or something. Oh, there it is. I think this is the way in. Look at this. No wonder it's making so much noise. I think it's dripping like crazy. Yeah, you can see that at the very end there. That would be the garage door for the yacht. And this could probably park easily a 40-foot yacht. Very comfortably within the confines of this space. And you see they had the bumpers and the loaders to load it on. But now we're going to investigate the source of many of the concerning sounds I heard. You can see it's just water. It's just dripping on the plastic, and because it's such a large area, even the slightest drops echo. That last door there leads outside, so we'll save the exterior for tomorrow morning. But you can see, this is all, it looks like it's a thin layer of ice, like it's still almost frozen over. And we're well into May at this point. But it's just because it's so cold in this one cement room. After wandering around in the lower levels of the mansion for the better part of the night, I decided it was time to head back to my camp and turn in. At the end of a long day of traveling, exploring, and filming, I was eagerly looking forward to catching some sleep. In this moment, I thought my night was over, but it was only just beginning. My beautiful, dilapidated tent. Oh my God. This is the nicest part of the night, where I can take off my shoes and try my best to get some sleep. It's supposed to get rather warm, so I'm just gonna take these off and sleep in my long johns. This is gonna be a comfortable night. It's now around 3 a.m. The pigeons had a little battle about maybe 15 minutes ago that kind of woke me up, and I think they finally settled down for the night, which is nice, because that kind of startled me, but I hope it's finally time to get some good sleep. Good night, guys. I swear to God, it sounded like people talking. That's why I've decided to record this, just to make sure. Sounded like they were whispering or something outside my tent, or maybe on the stairwell below me. But I didn't hear them moving around at all, which kind of trips me out. So in order to alert me, in case anyone's coming up, I'm gonna take my empty lentil can, put it on the edge there, so if it falls in the middle of the night, hopefully it makes a loud bang and wakes me up. Okay, I gotta check this out. Safety than anything. No one can come up through there. That's an elevator shaft. But I keep hearing what sounds like whispering coming from down below. My twisted tea can half tilted on that leg there. So if somebody comes through that opening and moves the tripod, it should fall and alert me that someone is here, so I'm hoping now I have my bases covered and I can get some sleep. I mean, I don't know why anyone would be here. I'm sure it's just me being paranoid, but it's 4:30 in the morning. I have maybe just over an hour till sunrise. I just gotta survive.
the night was just as fun as any other alone. It was maybe a little bit of an easier sleep, but still kind of sucked. I know that initially when I set up those sound traps or whatever with the tripod and the can of beans, that was just my like paranoia and precaution and everything setting in. And then when I woke up around 4 a.m., thinking that there was people coming through, there was people whispering. They didn't mean me any harm, and I certainly didn't mean them any harm, so just were able to not have any conflict, which is nice. I'm really excited to get into a nice hot shower and warm bed. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and thank you guys so much for watching.